available to rewatch. Um, and then I'm going to mute everybody. Spotlight my screen. Okay, so again, I'll just go over that for the recording. So the setup to get the most out of this class and to keep yourself safe and be able to challenge yourself completely is one chair or sitting. Ideally, that chair, the height of it is at or above the level of your knees, not below, because then that throws off the structural alignment. So we want to have one chair that's allowing us to get good quality upright seat. And then you have two chairs with the backs of those chairs facing in, with the backs ideally high enough that your hand can reach it and use it for stability and safety. And once you have that set up, then we begin. So sitting is useful. Sitting is the problem a lot for people because they're sitting too much. But how they're sitting is really a big problem. As in resting back in your chair and your posture kind of slouching. So just a simple act of scoot your buttocks to the front edge of your chair and then rest your hands on your thighs and you're exercising right out of the gate. Pelvis, spinal column, head and neck, everything lined up in a what they call zhongjang or central pillar, central upright. And ideally we can relax the body, right? You see this looseness in my legs and hips and this looseness in my shoulders and arms. So I'm not grabbing onto my body, I'm relaxing the body and yet retaining that upright quality, that integrity of posture. And then sitting like this for 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, valuable for many different reasons. But for our purpose today, it's teaching us what central upright feels like. Because when people stand up later, a lot of times when people are a little bit afraid to walk, they stop somewhere around here. And their head and neck get there, and then we try and walk, but the back hurts and the neck hurts, and we're working much harder than we would be if we found this position, right? You can see this has a nice line to it, and when we're doing Tai Chi and balance work, we keep this line down to the earth, and the body up here has all of this mobility and range and capacity for function, but the moment we lose that, now we're fighting ourselves and we've jammed up and gummed up the works and the mechanisms. So all of that can be begun to be worked on in your upright seat, hands on the thighs, a slight drawing down of the chin so the crown goes up. So there's this like a dangling upwards through the body. And then we want softness in Tai Chi practice. They call it sung. Soft and pliable, loose and agile. So to help with that, we start with the breathing. Big full breath in through the nose. Feel that expansion, stretching us open. And then exhale. Feel that softening and melting of all the mechanisms. And then when you're ready to inhale, do it again. Big, long, smooth inhale. Holding the breath a little bit. And then a long, smooth exhale. Do it again. And you could pause the video here if you're rewatching this later on and do 2 minutes, 10 minutes of just sitting and breathing. And that could be your whole practice where you're working on structural alignment. And then just this act, because again, a lot of what is needed to be sharpened is our mind. attention, especially as we age, especially as we have different issues like Parkinson's or other issues. The mind starts to get a little slippery. It's sort of just not really present. And so when you sit upright and you attend to your posture, that's training for your attention. You're attending to the feet and legs, torso, arms, head and neck. That's challenging your attention rather than mindlessly just schlumped, right? So if all you did in a practice for yourself was this, that would be money in the bank, right? So hands on your thighs there, body upright. So I'm seeing you hold your arms like this, David. Rest your hands on your thighs for me. Like so. Take this posture. And just take note of your breathing. Are you, in fact, taking a big inhale in? Holding it? Exhale out. Right? So again, you could spend 2, 10, 15 minutes doing this, but we'll move on to the next challenge. Slide your hands back, elbows back, shoulder blades back, and then you lift the chest, lift the chin, and arch the spine. And then the opposite movement, slide your hands forward past your knees, hollow your chest, drop your head, and round your back. And we're going to do it again. Slide your hands back, elbows back, shoulder blades back, chest up, chin up, look up. We have 24 vertebrae in the spine, all arching. And then we slide the hands forward past the knees, drop the head, round back. Now let's add the breath to that. So as your hands and elbows and shoulders go back, inhale. And as the hands go forward, exhale. Drop the head. Inhale, slide hands back, elbows back, shoulder blades back. Make sure you get that head way back, Chris, right? Get that head way back. You got to break through to the backside direction to give yourself a chance of finding the middle. One more time, forward, dropping and rounding, right? We go into this shape, and it's important. We don't want to get stuck in this shape either. So we're trying to create freedom of movement here. Slide the hands, elbows, shoulder blades back, head and neck back, and then settle right into the middle position again where we just were. Now, rotation. Slide your left hand forward past your knee, right hand and elbow back, turn the shoulders, turn the head. Then switch. Right hand forward, left hand and elbow back, turn the shoulders to your left. Turn your head to the left. Back to center. Turn. Back to center. Turn. Back to center. So David, are you seeing me okay? I'm noticing you're not really doing any of the movements. If you're just going to watch, that's fine, but I just want to make sure you can see okay, because I'm showing movements that you need to be doing if you want to get something out of the class, unless watching is good enough for you. So again, I'll just assume you guys haven't figured out. Turn and turn. Most important thing in the body is that it doesn't get glued together and stuck. Right? If we allow that to happen as we age, then function deteriorates. Sort of a simple idea, makes perfect sense. So each of these movement practices helps to break that up and get you moving. Hang your arms by your sides, and now we tip to the right. Lift your left wrist up, right arm down, lean. And then we come back to center and lean. back to center, lean. Center, and lean. Center, lean. Center, and lean. Now we're back to the middle. Really important movement called scapular range of motion. The shoulder blades are on our back here. We need them to shrug up and down, as well as slide back and slide apart. Let's put all those together where we go forward, up, back, down. Forward, up, back, down. Just continue that movement. Frees up any tension and resistance and density in the upper back and shoulders. Circles. Forward and up, back and down. Forward and up, back and down. Last one in this direction. And reverse. We go back and up, forward, down. Back and up, forward, down. Back, up, forward, down. What starts as a square then becomes a circle. Fluid movement. And last one with the upper body. Bend your elbows. Flare your elbows out to the side. And then all the way up. Elbows down. And then in and touch your elbows together in front of you. Down, out, up, down, and in. Down, out, up, down, and in. Second movement, elbows back, elbows down, forward, up, forward, down, back, down, forward, up, forward, down, back, down, forward, up. And the third one in this, elbows out to the side, one hand high, one hand low. Cross like you're hugging your own body. Give yourself a hug. And then elbows out to the side of the room. And then switch. Cross. And out to the side of the room. Cross. Out to the side of the room. Cross. And out to the side of the room. Elbows down, arms loose, and let them swing. Loose. And relax. Now scoot back on your chair. Bring your right knee up. Flex your right foot and bring this right leg in. So you see how you can load and then push and then load and then down. Other leg. Load and push. Load and down. Load and push. Load, down. Couple more. And straighten your right leg out. Point the foot, flex the foot. Point, flex. Point, flex. Point, flex. Second movement of the foot. Tilt the foot in, out. In, out. third movement of the foot. The circle. In, point, out, flex. Circling. Reverse. Circle. Switch feet. Point and flex. Point, flex. Point, flex. Couple more. And tilt the foot in, out, in, out, in, and circles. Reverse circles. And down. Scoot to the front edge of your chair again. Last one with the legs here. Step your feet wider apart than hip distance. The heels stay on the ground. The toes lift up, turning toes and knees in, toes and knees out. So this is opening and closing the groin area, the place where your hips and legs meet. External, internal. This is very important. The spiral, rotational function of the legs needs to be upkept for the function of the legs to be upkept. And a lot of times we just lose this. Now, neutral, the balls of the feet stay where they are. The heels are the moving part. So heels in, knees out. And then heels out, knees in. Movement from the hip, but a little bit different down at the base pivot. External, internal, external, internal, and neutral. And then very important for the function now of standing up and sitting down is the same hip area able to fold. So you see how I'm folding in half. I'm bringing my torso down, laying it on my thighs, and then sitting back up vertical. From those hips, tipping back a little bit. And then from those hips, folding forward. Now notice my arms. I'm letting my arms hang so that as I go forward, they're loose and they're hanging out sort of near the ankles, in front of the ankles. And then as I come back, the arms are hanging loose back here. So this idea that we don't want to be grabbing in the shoulder chest area. We want to be soft and relaxed, right? So this freedom of movement here. Now let's put that all together for standing up and sitting down. Key bit to standing. Right now your body weight is going down through your chair, and so your center of gravity is here, but we need it to get here. So that's why we don't just stand straight up. We have to fold and go forward a bit so that now our body weight's down under the feet, and then you push down through the feet and you can go tall. Now, the first thing we do when it's time to sit down, a lot of times people bend their knees first, but we don't want to do that. We want to hinge at the hips. So let's do this movement a couple of times. Notice I'm not bending my knee. I'm just hip hinging back and underneath. And I'm hip hinging back and underneath. And I'm allowing these loose arms. Notice my arms hang. My butt goes behind my ankles. My head and shoulders a little bit in front. And just be smooth like this, right? This little fold. Now that you folded here, keep folding at the hips and sink. Now your butt should find the chair, and then you commit to the chair. Now we're sitting. And we're going to stand up and sit down 4 or 5 times. Fold, move forward so your body weight's under your feet, and stand tall. And then fold the body up, sitting down. Do that 3 or 4 times. One of the sayings in Tai Chi is the primary direction is down. So as long as I keep soft and relaxed enough, the body weight under the feet and grounded, then I'll be all right. So when I go to stand up, what people often do is they force themselves up and then they fall back into their chair instead of relax the body weight down and keep the body weight down. Now a couple where we don't sit in the chair. Fold, sink, but don't sit. You might even touch the chair, but don't sit and just come back up. So this is the Tai Chi squat. Fold, sink, and rise. Fold, and sink, and rise. All right. Now we've got our chair on the left, I'm sorry, your right side. So it's my left, but I'll say right because I'm your mirror. So have that chair in front of you and off to the side a little bit so you can use it if you need to. Now, first important thing, take your index finger and touch your navel, your belly button. And that belly button represents your middle pivot, kind of the cockpit of the body. So when we have tension up here, we're not able to operate from our cockpit. So that's why we relax and loosen. And then from this belly, change your weight over to your right leg. Change your weight to your left leg. This is just a basic idea of Tai Chi, which is separate empty and full. So all the weight over to the right leg, all the weight over to the left leg. Can you get to the point where you see how when I go over here, I'm not leaning, right? I'm still got a verticality, and also can you allow this leg to have a little softness so that this becomes available? You see this freedom of this foot. And then change your body weight over to this leg. Let the leg have a little give. Keep this relaxed quality. And can this leg have a bit of freedom? And then change the weight. And this leg has a little freedom. And change. Now let's go to the next challenge. Hand could be on the chair for this. As you empty one foot, now lift the tippy toe and back down, and then change the weight and lift. And you may have noticed I've rotated my body. You don't rotate your body at all. You just keep facing forward because I'm showing you different angles of my body so that you can see what I'm doing. So the weight goes down one leg so the other foot is free, and then down the other leg so that foot is free. Next challenge, hand on chair, go down through one leg, get to the tippy toe of the other, and disconnect it from the floor. But use the chair so you do not fall down. Place your empty foot down, change the weight. Tippy toe, lift, down, shift. So we got one full, one empty, and we change, other full, other empty. And then we change again. Now let's go for the final challenge in this exercise. Hand on the chair so you can go all the way up with this leg. And we're going to repeat the lift and the lower of the same leg. So go 1, 2, 3. So we're just liberating this mechanism. 4, so it's free. And then switch. Change the weight. And we go full lift, down. Full lift, down. Middle pivot, right? The navel, cockpit of the body. Everything else loose and relaxed. Now let's switch each time. Change the weight to one leg. Full lift, down. Change the weight. Full lift, down. Change the weight. Full lift, down. One more. And down. Now, make sure you step a little bit back from the chair. So you don't want to be, for this one, right next to the chair, too close to the front edge. You want to be back a little bit so we have some runway in front. Put all your weight into your left leg. and put the right heel in front, empty. So we've got full, empty. And remember I said primary direction is down. So the weight goes down through your right leg now, and that moves you forward. Get to the tippy toe of your back foot. And then the weight goes down through the back leg, empty your front foot, tip of the heel. Down. So even when we're moving forwards and backwards in space, we're still just attending to the down rather than back and forward, which gets us off our middle. So the whole point is this middle is really important all throughout movement. Level 2 of this challenge, hand on the chair, lift your empty leg in front, lower it, and then change into that leg. So now your back foot's empty like a little flamingo. Bend the knee, put the toe back behind you, change the weight. So as the weight goes down through one leg, the other is free. And then as you change, then the other is free. Change again. Lift, lower, change, down. This is level 2, right? Where we're doing just a simple little lift, changing the weight, and doing a simple lift. Then we go level 3. The weight's going down that back leg. You go full lift, down, shift. And now here, very important, we go forward and up like you're going to step up a stair or step up a curb, right? And then you go back and then shift. So the weight going down allows this lift, lower, shift, the weight going down and staying down throughout the whole movement of the leg. One more of the level 3. Lift and lower, right? And we're just floating right here in the belly. This is our middle pivot right here. Change sides. Now, move over to the other side chair. Have your left hand on the chair so that you can stay safe. Put your weight into your right leg, left foot in front. Level 1 is just this simple shift, 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 shift. Remember, it's the down that moves me forward. I'm just going down through a leg, but I moved forward. And then it's down through the leg, and that moved me back. Level 2, hand on the chair, lift, lower, shift. Once the back leg is empty, flamingo lift, bend, toe down, shift back. The weight being down underneath allows the safe lift here. The weight being down underneath allows this, freedom of movement. Shift, lift, lower, shift, lift, lower, shift. Now, the weight being down underneath allows full lift, down, shift. And then forward and up, toe back, shift. Lift, lower, shift. Forward and up, back, shift. One more. Go back to your first side. Next exercise, building upon itself, right? Each one of these builds on the next one. The next one builds on the one before, rather. Put all your weight into your left leg. Put your right foot in front, heel touching. Now, shift. This back foot empty, step. And then shift. And then we go shift back, step back, shift back. Shift into that front leg, step, and then shift. Shift back, step back, shift And again. As you get better at this, you can just make it casual, smooth, and easy. Now, next exercise, lift, lower, shift, and this back foot now steps over something. And then shift, and the back leg, flamingo. Shift. Now this leg has to come up, tuck, reach, shift. Lift and lower. Shift, step over something. Shift again. Shift. Up, tuck, reach. Shift. Lift, lower, shift. Step over. Shift. Bend, turn. Shift. That's level 2. Level 3. You got to really use your chair for this one. Full lift, down, shift. Now we exaggerate this, the heel to butt, knee up, foot out, down. Then this knee up, back, shift. We come up, tuck, reach, shift. The weight down allows this safe lift and lower. The weight down allows the safe movement. The weight down allows this. And back. So you're training eventually to be relaxed all the time, because relaxation connects us down to the ground, and it's being grounded that allows all of this function. Safe, pliable function, right? Tai Chi has all different kinds of fancy stuff, but if you can't do this, if you can't find this quality through the body, then everything else just distracts, gets in the way. Switch sides, step over to your other chair. Level 1, put all the weight in your right leg, left foot out in front. We shift, step, shift. Shift, step, shift. Shift, step, shift. Getting this sensation of down moving you forward and backwards. And then let's add the challenge. Lift, lower, shift. Back foot steps over a small obstacle, shift. And then flamingo. Shift back. Now this foot goes over a small obstacle behind you. Shift. Lift, lower, shift. Step over. Shift. Flamingo. Down. Shift. Up, tuck, reach. Lift. Lower. Shift. One more, level 2. And level 3, use your chair for this one, hand on chair, so you can go full lift and down, shift, and then go heel, knee, foot, down, shift, and then go knee, back. We're going back now. The weight staying down. That's that softness. Hopefully you can see that in my body, that I'm not here. Here. There's something else that's going on. Soft. And then it's with that soft quality that all of this function becomes possible. One more. The down. All right. Now, move over to the left side of your space. Turn and face downrange. So you got your chairs right where they were, and you've got this runway in front of you. Level 1 walking. Put the weight in the right leg, left foot in front. Shift. Step, shift. Notice how, again, when I step, my body didn't advance in space, but as my weight changes to that leg, my body moved forward. As I step, my body did not move forward, but then as I change weight into the leg, that's when it moves forward. So step, change weight. Step, change weight. Now we go back by same idea in reverse, down through the leg. Now step behind without putting any weight in the leg, and then the weight goes down through the leg, and that's what moves you backwards. Step without any body weight, and then the weight goes down through the leg. Step, down, step, down, step, down. Let's do that again. What we've been working on here, for those of you that have been coming for a while, is that once you've got this small step level practiced and you feel good with it, you realize, how do you speed up? You don't take more number of steps. In fact, you relax more and just take a longer stride. But the key to that is that you still are going down. So now I got across the room in 4 steps, right? 1, 2, and I'm just increasing the size of my stride. 1, 2, 3. Now I got the same distance in 3 steps. 1, 2, 3. But my middle is still floating. My body is still relaxed. So that's how we keep speed. We slow down at first to find this relationship to the ground and this relaxation ship through the body. And then we can step on the gas pedal a little bit. But it's that stuck quality in the body that makes us, especially with all the private work that I do with the Parkinson's folks, I've just found the more effort, people get stuck and they can't move. But then when they learn to relax, then all of a sudden, oh, you can move across the room, right? Now, that's the forward and backwards walk. Let's do our sideways walk. So turn and face forward. You got all your weight in your left leg. Right foot empty. Step it out and in. We're going to do that a couple of times. So notice when I step out and in, I don't transfer any body weight into this leg. It's empty the whole time. Now step that foot out. Change your weight to the right leg. Now this leg should be empty. And then change back. Key piece here is don't pull the heel up on the empty foot. Instead, empty by opening the groin area and lengthening the tissue in that leg, and then the same here, opening this and lengthening the tissue in the leg, so that you're moving this pillar through space with legs that are pliable, like accordions, rather than like steel rods. Now, the weight down through your right leg, bring your left foot in, out, and just notice there should be no disturbance to the cappuccino cup sitting on your head there when you step in and out, because you're established here. Now bring left foot in. Let's change the weight to the left leg, empty the right. Change the weight to the right leg, empty the left. Change, empty the right. Change, empty the left. Change. This is empty. Change. This is empty. Now let's put all those together for sideways walking. Put the weight in your left leg, step right foot sideways out. Change. Bring your left foot in. Change. Step out. Change. Step in. Change. Step out. Change. Step in. This, floating along, using these 2 legs, filling and emptying, emptying and filling, to move us across the room without at any point not being grounded. So that's the difference here, is that I'm grounded the whole time. Grounded the whole time and just changing which of my limbs is my conduit to being grounded. So now we use this movement to start teaching advanced Tai Chi. This is the most beginning level advanced Tai Chi move we could do. So, feet hip distance, change your weight to your right leg, turn. We do more of this practice in the Friday class, but we add a little bit here. Turn and sweep your hands across over to this side. Now, shift your weight into your left leg, turn your body, and sweep your hands across to your right side. Shift your weight into your right leg, turn from your middle pivot, sweep your hands across to the left side. To the right side. And then shift and turn, brush and sweep across this way. So this is called the bear washing its paws in the stream. Notice how we're changing leg to leg and we're turning from our middle pivot. Now we use this to move across the room. So get into your right leg, hands to your right, stay there, bring your left foot in. Change your weight to your left leg now, turn, brush, sweep. Step out. Shift and turn, brush and sweep. Step in. Shift and turn, brush and sweep. Step out. Shift, turn, brush, sweep, left foot empty, steps in. Shift, turn, brush, sweep, right foot empty, steps out. Shift and turn, sweep, step in. Shift and turn, brush and sweep, step out. One more. Now we go back the other way. Bring the left foot in and then back out, and let's head that way. Shift and turn, brush and sweep. Step right foot in. Weight into the right leg, turn, brush and sweep. Left foot empty, steps out. Shift and turn, brush and sweep. Step in. Shift and turn, brush and sweep. Step out. Shift and turn, brush and sweep. Step in. Shift and turn, brush, sweep, step out. So we're traveling across the room. We're turning from our middle pivot. And we're issuing a movement out through the limbs. And let's take that one level up. So now we've got left hand up. This is the bear swats the jumping fish. So right foot is empty, and we've got shift and turn, brush, and swat. Now as your hands change high to low, low to high, bring left foot in. And then shift and turn, brush knee down low, swat up high, change the hands. Step right foot out. Shift and turn, brush, and swat the jumping fish, step in, hands changing, and then shift, turn, brush, swat, hands change, step out. Simultaneous movement is the challenge. So now as you step the foot in, change the hand. Change the weight to that left leg, turn, brush knee, swat the fish. As you change the hands, step out. Shift and turn, brush and swat. As your hands are changing, bring that left foot in. Shift and turn, brush and swat. As hands change, step out. And then let's reverse. Bring that left foot in and out. Brush knee, swat the fish. As the hands change, bring the right foot in. Shift and turn, brush and swat. As the hands change, step out. Shift, turn. And so as you first do this in a sort of controlled way, you coordinate the brain and body so that you can move these parts. And then on the infrastructure of that, you get to experience flow, the Chinese term xuan, which is this fluid, almost like you're in the ocean, like you're sea kelp in the ocean. Right? But first you have to get control, get brain and body network connection. And settle in the middle. Now we've got our little frame of our chair. Come stand in the middle between the chairs. One of the number one ways people fall is when they are turning. So I'm standing like this, and then the phone rings, or someone calls my name, or someone says, hey, let's go to the kitchen, or let's go to the bathroom. And people just turn from up top, and their feet were stuck where they were, and down they go. So Tai Chi is, the trick to that is here, put all your weight into your left leg, and then this is empty. So then rather than me turning from up top, I actually turn here. Turn this right leg out, turn your body that way, and then back to neutral, and then turn the right foot in and turn your body that way. So this is neutral, externally rotated, neutral, internally rotated. Now let's skip neutral, external, internal. Notice the body weight is here the whole time. So everything else is like an octopus, right? If I can get all my weight down through one leg, then I've got all this functionality here, and then I can do many different things with my body in this way. Switch legs. So now we make the right leg the sturdy leg. Turn out, neutral, in, neutral, out. Now let's just skip neutral. In, out. In, out. In, and neutral. Now all the weight into your left leg. Externally rotate, turn out. Now put all the weight through your right leg. Now your body has turned and it's facing a new direction. Put all your weight through your left leg again. Turn open. And then put all your weight through your right leg and bring your left foot around. So now I've reoriented again, quarter turn. Again, empty the right leg so that you open and then weight down through the right leg. Weight down through the left leg. Keep in mind this idea of open and then forward energetically. So this is an opening and kind of a forward moving gesture. Opening and forward moving. Opening, forward moving. Opening, but yet I'm keeping my middle. I'm sort of floating in the middle here, keeping my equilibrium. Now, other leg. Open, neutral. Open, and it's a sort of closing gesture to neutral. Open, neutral. All right, so we have a machine. Our body's a machine. We lose certain mechanisms, we lose functions. And the Taoist understanding is the upkeep of this body and the nourishing and healing of this body is generated by the proper use of all the different mechanisms. And the human body is an amazing vehicle, right? It's got a lot of different functions. Now, instead of turning right leg out, let's turn right leg in. So this is a closing and then change the weight, and it's sort of a backward quality to that. Now, right leg again, closing, and then there's a backward quality to neutral. So I'm doing quarter turns around the other way with a different quality of energy, a sort of retreating energy. Turning and retreat. Turning, retreat. Turn, retreat. Turn and retreat. Now, left leg, instead of turning open, close and retreat. Close, there's a pinching close, and then retreat. So I'm neutral. Close. And notice also, in order to do this, you see how my legs are not locked. If I'm locked, I'm stuck in all my joints. I have to be able to be soft. And yeah. Go around twice. Again, the primary direction is just down. I'm just making sure I go, okay, down through this leg, so that my body's free to turn. And then I'm down through this leg, so my body's free to open. And then my weight goes down, so I'm free to turn. And back. Put all that together. All your weight in your left leg, turn your right leg out. Now the weight goes down through your right leg, and instead of stopping at neutral, close. So now in 2 foot movements, I've gone 180 degrees reoriented in the room. And then in 2 foot movements, I'm going to get 180 degrees behind me. So it's out. My weight goes down through this leg. Now my weight's in this leg, and I'm free to close. And then my weight goes down through this leg, and I'm 180 degrees reoriented. Do it again. Open. Weight goes down, go through neutral, close. Weight goes down, through neutral, open. Now I'm going 360 degrees in 4 foot movements. Turn. And one more time around. Open. Close. Open. Now let's do it the other way. All the weight in the right leg. Turn open. Close. So we have neutral. We have 3 positions to think about. Neutral, open, neutral, and close. Open. And we're skipping neutral. We're going through neutral and closing. And then we're going through neutral and opening. Close. Good. 3 times around. And now just around your own room, right? Because each of you has your own room with your own stuff around. Maybe you have a cane or a walker. But I want you to just freestyle, utilize these movements around your space. So just act like you got to go grab a pen, or you got to go get the phone, or you got to go to the restroom, or whatever. Just start to move around your space. Shift your weight. Use what we just worked on today. We have forward walking. And after you take a few steps forward, imagine you got to take a step or 2 backwards where you shift, step, shift, and then, oh, you got to move sideways, a little side step over here, bring the foot in, shift, sideways, and then you run into a wall, so you got to figure out, do I want to turn and move forward, or do I want to turn and start to retreat from that wall, backwards? Right, and this is what a Tai Chi form is made up of, is different walking arounds, different foot position changes, different orientations in the room. So just move about the cabin, move about your space, seeing if you can remember some of what we've been working on, this weight shifting, this full and empty discernment. You might even work on advancing bigger strides, without losing your equilibrium and your connection to the ground. Okay? So my middle pivot, just see how I'm using these different movements to explore space and feel freedom of movement, right? Because with all my work with folks privately and in groups, It's this narrowed world that people start feeling stuck in, but the world hasn't changed. What's changed is your brain, your mechanics, your nervous system. And so this cultivation of what we've just done today and what we do in all our classes is really to recognize where the prison actually exists. The prison isn't your room or your house. The prison is the brain-body network. And so what do you do about it? So everything we did today, from shoulders to spinal movement to swiveling in the legs to folding, we're breaking out of this prison so that we can then experience walking and folding and picking something up and reaching over here and moving this way, right? All of that needs to be cultivated, or else. All righty. Thank you, everybody. Any questions, feel free to unmute and let me know.